Hi, I'm Carl Taylor and welcome to this video on adjusting the galleries and menus in my Squarespace website. Now in the last video, I showed you how I created a new cover page, which we've got here, which allowed me to put this beautiful cover page that gave me a slideshow that rotated through a series of several images. I think I put 8 images in. And I also showed you how you could put a video clip in there, which was a nice touch, and then my little social icon buttons, and then my name, you click on it and it links through to the main galleries, which was previously my homepage. So now I've got the cover page set as my homepage. There we go. And that links through to the galleries. But there's been something troubling me. Oh, by the way, if you want to see obviously how to set that cover page up, go and check out the previous video. But there's been something bothering me about the layout of my website. Lately, I felt it's been getting a bit cluttered and a bit busy, and all of the menus and secondary menus and navigation that I've created have started to pile up, basically. So I wanted to streamline it down. The other thing that's been bothering me is that when you arrive in my website, it takes you into the objects gallery. Now, the reason for that is because predominantly the work that I shoot is product and advertising images. So these type of images, and that's what people see. But I also shoot some fashion, people, beauty shots as well. And a lot of people, they never really bother navigating past the first page they come to in your website. Quite often they just go through that, and the analytics and statistics show that people that arrive at your website, they look at that first page and off they go. So what I wanted to do was to create a new page which gave an overview of some of the mixture of work. So it showed some of the advertising, the objects, the product, the fashion, the people, the beauty work, all in one gallery, but have that as a kind of hidden gallery. And then I also wanted to condense these galleries into one main heading called galleries that drop down, and also condense these galleries. So that's kind of my plan for today, is to make those adjustments and try and streamline my website up. So let's see how we get on doing that. So first of all, I'm going to bring up a new window and just log into Squarespace into my account. So just go into the login. My email's already there, and I'm just going to put in my password. And log in. And there we are, it's showing my website, which is great. So I'll go into the pages section, and here you can see my main navigation. And what I want to do is to create an overview gallery, but I don't want it to be visible. So the first thing I'm just going to see is whether or not you can actually hide these pages. So I'm just going into my objects gallery. That's the actual images. I'm just going to see in the settings for that page controls. No, so this is a visible page. So I think I'm going to have to go in and create a new section in the not linked, a new page in the not linked section, which I'm going to create a gallery. And I'm going to call that gallery Overview, like so. And it says this collection is empty. Click here to add your first item. So I've actually saved a load of images already. So I'm just going to see if I can find those images. I've just put them aside somewhere. I think they are here. The Squarespace overview page in the JPEGs folder. So I've prepared all of these images ready to drop into that overview section. So I'm grabbing all of those JPEGs that I've made up, dropping them in there. That's going to take a little bit of time to load up. That's the wrong site. That's that one I want. That's going to take a little bit of time to load up because I am dropping 44 images in there at the moment. Okay, so that's all of the images loaded in, but now I really need to think about the order that I want them to appear, because I don't necessarily want them in the order that they've arrived into that overview gallery. So I'm going to start just dragging and shuffling a few of these around a little bit until I'm happy with the order of the images. Okay, so I've got a rough approximation. Obviously I could spend a bit of time sorting out these images, but I'm going to have to come back to that and have a look how I want those images laid out when I look at my website live and see whether I want to shuffle things around and what order they come in. But essentially I've got a new gallery that is an overview gallery containing some of my favorite images, and that gallery is not listed in the menu. So how and what do I do next? Well, I want that effectively to become the first gallery that you arrive at when you click into the website. So what I need to do now is I need to go to my cover page and create the link from the cover page to go into that overview gallery. So the first thing I need to do is just check the overview gallery title. That's in the config page. And I'm pretty sure if I go in here, it is going to be called overview, because that's what I named it. And it is, there we go. So I'm going to take that URL and copy it. I'm going to go back to my configuration. I'm going to go back to my cover page. I'm going to go to the cover page, into action, and here is where I can set where the cover page links to. So if I click in here now, and I look here, there's the overview page. So I just click overview. So I didn't even need the URL. I can just say click overview, and then say save. And now, if we go back to my website, I go back to the home page, which is my cover page effectively at this stage. There's my cover page with the slides that we put in place. If I click this now it'll take me into the overview, and it does, which is exactly what I wanted. Because now, new clients or potential clients coming into this website can see a variety of work that I've shot as an overview of some of my favorite images, as a mix of some of the fashion, some of the beauty, some of the portrait, some of the liquid, some of the product photography, the advertising work. It's all there in one place, which is great. So I'm really happy with that. Just now needs me to configure the layout and order of those images, but I can do that at a later stage. And you can see that that overview menu is not listed there because it's a non-linked or a hidden menu, which is great. Now, one could argue, because at the moment, if you click here, which takes you back to the home page, that actually takes you back to my cover page. One could argue that I could set that to go back to the overview page each time, but obviously if you click here, it takes you back into that overview page anyway. So I'm going to leave that alone for a minute and think about that at a later time. The next thing that I want to do is now condense my galleries. So let's have a look at how we're going to do that. So I want to create a header gallery and then have my actual galleries as submenus within that. So I'm going to click plus on the main navigation and create a folder, and I'm going to call that galleries. And now I can take my existing galleries and drop them within that folder, which is what I'm doing now. moving those up to here, here, here. Oops, that one didn't go in, that one. And that's how easy it is, just drag and drop, which is fantastic. So there's all my galleries contained in galleries. Now let's go and have a look if that's worked. So I go back to my website, click the home page, click that, and there we go, galleries. Now, galleries is there, and then I've got all those sub-menus, and that all looks a bit too heavy on the fonts and the style of that now. So what I really want to do is redesign that a little bit. But you can see that it basically worked. I'm not going to redesign it yet because I also want to condense these galleries down. So I'll wait till I've condensed them all down to see what it looks like before I start doing the redesign. So if I go back to this particular pages view, let's have a look how I want to condense these galleries. So I want to move some of these galleries into my secondary navigation. So I'm going to move iPhoneography into there. Behind the scenes, I want to move that into there as well. You see, again, just easy drag and drop. And then I want to keep courses, workshops, and blog in a new section, a new secondary navigation. So I'm going to say new secondary navigation. That's going to be a folder. And I'm going to call that Learn, because that's essentially what it is. But I'm going to move that down to here because I want that down there. And then I'm going to put courses in it, workshops in it, and the blog link in it as well. As a matter of fact, let's put the workshops in first, then courses, then blog. And then I decided I was going to stick with a contact page and the copyright and information page. So that's how I wanted it laid out. You can see how easy it was to organize those galleries. So let's go and have a look if that's actually taken place over here. So click the home button, and there we go, my cover page. Go in, should go into my overview page. And yes, there we go. It's all nice and clean and simple now. We've got my overview gallery as the default. Click galleries, those pop down. And remember, I want to go and modify the look of those. And now the about has the sub-menus, learn has the sub-menus, and contact was just a straight contact page. So back into about, back to galleries. Now, interestingly, if I go back to there, go back to here, there we go. Right, so it really is now simply about changing the style of the fonts and making those look a little bit more in keeping with the design that I'd like to follow. So I want to get into changing the styling now on this. So I'm going to go back to home, and in the design section, we've got style editor, I think it's under. So I'm going to style editor, and I'm clicking that box, and it's showing me the style for those galleries. So I want to reduce the size of that text down a little bit. I want to adjust the secondary navigation size here. And then we're going to just take a look at the fonts that we've got selected at the moment on this one. So the current font is Arial. And try Helvetica New. Have a look at a few different ones. I'm going to roll with that Proxima Nova for the moment. And then we can have a look at the, oh actually, just before I do that, I'm going to have a look at light. There we go. I'm going to go with a light style font instead this time. And then on the secondary navigation, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to choose Proxima Nova. I'm going to choose a light font. And I'm just going to look actually at the size. I've set 19 pixels on that one. What have I got set on this one? 16. So I'm going to take that up to 19 as well, so it matches, and see how that looks on my design. Now there looks like there's a greater level of spacing on this one. So in my secondary navigation, line height, just going to shrink that down to match the other one. I'm not entirely sure about this copyright page that's in here at the moment. So I'm going to go back to my pages. And I'm thinking I'm going to move that copyright info and put it into the secondary about navigation to clean that up a little bit. And then learn and contact are there. About should close down. Galleries is there. That should have cleaned it all up quite nicely. Let me go and take a look at that over on my main site. So I click my home page. There's my home page, which is my cover page. That takes me through to the overview. Now I've really streamlined my galleries section and made it look a lot less cluttered, which gives more focus on the images here, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So that's great. Then obviously click the galleries. That drops that down to that now, which is good. The about one drops that down to that. Learn and contact goes straight to the contact page. And looking at it again, I'm still kind of thinking, well, actually, maybe the galleries needs to be a little bit bigger than the about sections, or maybe the about sections need to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to go back to that on the style editor, on the design. And I'm going to check the galleries navigation size was 19, so I can take that up to 21. The secondary navigation is 19. I'm going to take that down to 16. Save. Let's take a look at that. Reboot it. Get into my home page, and there we go. Now that I'm really happy with. So that's nice and clean, uncluttered, nice and simple, and I've got my social media icons down there as well. I can actually now choose to move those up if I want to, but I'm very happy with how that looks. That was very quick and easy to make those modifications, and I'll probably have a look at it for a couple of days, play around with it, explore it, and you can see how easy it will be for me to modify and adjust it. So there you go. Hopefully in that video you saw how simple it is with your Squarespace website to make these adjustments, redesign your website. I can choose to change these colors, these menus, etc. as well if I want to, but I want to play around with it a little bit more first and have a look at it, study it a little bit more, and see how I feel about it. But you can see how easy it was to set up an overview gallery, to link that in, to condense my galleries, all of those modifications done really, really simply with the Squarespace system. Thanks very much for watching.